spend the entire summer practicing to shoot, and your coach is like, I don't want you to shoot. What? You don't want me to shoot?
Hoop loud, you.
You have to be comfortable playing the role that the team needs you to play and not playing the role that your ego wants you to play. Listen, I understand about putting time in the gym all summer long and then finding out real quick when the season starts or even in practice that your coach doesn't want you to play the role that you've been practicing. And that's when you have to put your ego aside and say, this is what I need to play for my team to win. I remember my coach telling me in high school that I couldn't shoot a basketball. Like, don't shoot. I don't want you shooting. And I can't lie, it really messed with me because I spent the entire summer practicing shooting. Can you imagine that? You spend the entire summer practicing to shoot, and your coach is like, I don't want you to shoot. What? You don't want me to shoot? And it took me a minute to get over that. And maybe that's your situation. Maybe it's coming into the season, and now you're starting to realize what role you have to play on a team, or what role your coach wants you to play. And it can be tough, especially if it doesn't line up with what you actually did in the summertime. I get it, I've been there. But in this video, I want to encourage you to make sure that you play the role that your team needs you to play in order to get wins, rather than playing the role that your ego wants you to play. See, your ego wants you to be the star athlete and take the buzzer beater shots. Your ego wants you to get all the press clippings. Your ego wants you to get all the accolades. But your team might need you to get rebounds. Your team may need you to just run the floor. Your team may not even need you on the floor, but just need you to be an inspiration for everybody, be a motivation and keep the bench hype. Maybe you've been working very hard over the summer and now you're getting to the point where coach is telling you he doesn't want you to do that. He doesn't want you to dribble. I know you've been working on dribbling. I know you've been watching all these videos, but he doesn't want you to dribble. So how does that look? How do you handle that? If you ask me that question, I would have to tell you to do what the team needs you to do in order to win, and not with your ego. You may not be the person who's going to be the star on the team. You may have to play a particular role. You may have to do that. The name of the game is to win and to graduate, right? So if that's going to help you win, then what you need to do? You need to make sure you do that. And the same rules apply as it relates to in the classroom as well. You may have all the highlighters, all the gadgets and gadgets of how you're going to do well in the class. But the fact of the matter is, you have to play whatever role that's going to get you to your goals. It's going to get you to graduate. It's going to get you to graduate on time. And that may not look like you thought it was going to look. It may not look like some of the things that you purchased beforehand to help you get there. It may look a little bit different, right? Your studying may not look like how everybody else studies. Maybe it looks like being alone and being focused on what you got to do. Maybe you can't play the role. Maybe you can't play music when you study. I know I can't. I'd be singing the songs and everything else. Maybe you can't study with friends. I know I can't. So what's the role that you have to play to actually get the job done as compared to the role you play to suit your ego?